Hi everybody, I'm Kevin. Thanks for joining us here at Midwest Woodcraft. Beth and I are out here just kind of looking around for some morels. We're not having a whole lot of success yet. It's still kind of early in the season. Just thought we had an opportunity to get out for a few minutes. We just thought we would. Gonna try to get a little bit of video here. I don't know what we'll come up with, but we're gonna do our best to come up with a little bit of something. So we're out here in a state park, pretty close to the interstate. You may be able to hear the cars and trucks going by, probably about 100 yards off in the distance. So I apologize for that. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but it's a beautiful area. Other than that, it's kind of a shame there's so much traffic noise out here because we got a little stream going down through here. We'll get some shots of that, and just really a beautiful area. Wouldn't you agree, honey? Yes, it is very beautiful here, but just a lot of noise pollution. So we'll talk to you here in a little bit. Stick with this, and we'll see what we come up with. That right there is why it's always a good idea to watch your step. Really got to watch your step going down these hills. And copperheads blend in with these leaves pretty well. See Beth kind of looking where she's going as she's stepping. She stops every once in a while, looks around, kind of scan the area like we talked about before. You can blend in with these leaves pretty well, and they're pretty thick in this area. But out here in this area we have all these sycamores. I always heard those were pretty good places to look for the morels, so we're going to kind of pay special attention to these areas with all these sycamores. Saw some seedlings over here to my left. We'll check one of them out here in a second. Beth's up there searching around for some mushrooms, looking cute as hell. But it's a beautiful day out here. It's great to be out in the woods. Even though we're out here kind of close to the interstate, it's still just a beautiful sunny day, and it's great to be outside. When I'm out here looking for morels, I'm also kind of studying other things. If I see a plant or a tree, I'm always kind of looking around, trying to be aware of my surroundings, and looking for plants, trees, flora, fauna maybe that I'm not aware of, tracks, things like that. So always kind of keeping that stuff in the back of your mind. Like this plant right here, for instance, I'm not really sure what it is. So I'm going to get some video of that, a little video clip. Now I can go back when I get home and do some research, and I have a good documentation of what I seen whenever I was out there instead of trying to remember it. You can either take a picture of it, or you can take a little video clip of it, and that'll help you when you get home be able to identify that a little bit better. Got this little stream running through. It appears to have a lot of chert, a lot of quartz. So there's another really good resource, not only a water source, but you could also find some resources for stone tools and things as well. So that's what I mean by always kind of looking around, kind of keeping an eye out around you, and just kind of noticing all the little things, slowing down, noticing where the water sources are, where all the resources are. You know, it's easy to walk by things and, you know, kind of forget about that, but slow down just a little bit, try to keep that stuff in the back of your mind as you're out doing things, as you get these opportunities to get out into the woods to play. As I was saying, down here in this creek, there's a lot of nappable stone. Just from experience, I can tell you that's going to throw a spark. That's going to throw a spark. Actually, I might take that piece. That's a nice little piece. We got a bigger chunk over here. This looks pretty hard over here. So yeah, a lot of stone resources in this area for sure. Here's another one that I don't know. So again, I'm going to document it here so I can go home and research it later. If anybody knows what this is, feel free to comment in the comments below. Help me out a little bit. Have here is the multiflora coming up, multiflora rose. later in the season, you'll see they get the little rose hips on them, little red berries. Here we have a young hackberry tree. I can always tell the hackberry because of the really, really rough bark. Kind of reminds me of the little music wheel inside of a music box that makes the noise in there. So, very interesting fungus here. I'm not really sure what it is. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in there in the comments. In the meantime, I'll be doing my own research trying to figure it out. They're pretty common around here. I see them a lot, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. I got some beautiful sycamores out here. You can always tell the sycamores because up at the top, the bark gets kind of brittle and starts peeling off, and it kind of exposes the white wood up at the top. They always got white tops, especially when they get a little bit older. And underneath the tree, you'll see the bark laying everywhere. So I always like seeing them from a distance when you're coming up over a ridge or something. You see them down below and you can always see the white kind of stands out. They always look beautiful from a distance. So I'd take a chance to show you the culprit of all that noise. Here we have a shagbark hickory. And they're easy to spot, well, because of their shaggy bark. Trees are a lot easier to ID once they get their leaves, but there are other ways you can identify them. Some of them easier than others. Here we have a wild black cherry. Seem to find them a lot hanging out with the oaks and the hickories and the hardwoods. They seem to like hanging out with the big boys. Unfortunately, whenever you have a concentration of man traveling the road, they like to throw their garbage out the window, it seems like, or they lose things off the cars. One good thing about that is it can present opportunities for resources. Like say this, for instance, this metal hubcap off of a semi. You can pound that out, make a container to boil in an emergency. You may even be able to use it to signal for rescue. Quite a few things you could probably do with just this piece of junk here. Here we have some dandelion. A dandelion is edible. Actually very nutritious, has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. We have actually taken these tops off and dipped them in batter and fried them. They turn out really good. I thought they tasted a lot like morels, so if we can't find anything, them dang mushrooms, maybe we'll just pick a bunch of these and pretend like they're mushrooms. See that fossil imprint there? Something tells me if you looked around, flipped over a lot of rocks out here, you'd find a lot of fossils. It's a beautiful Sheila. But however beautiful she is to look at, beware, she's very deadly. Go ahead, leave the toilet seat up, I dare ya. Here we have some leaves off of red oak species. You can see they kind of have pointed lobes here. Yeah, the lobes on the ends there are pointed. While the white oak species will have rounded lobes. Where these points are, they'll be more finger shaped, rounded off. And that's one of the easier ways to tell the difference. There's a lot of different oak species. There's a lot under the category of red and white oaks, so a lot of research you can do on that subject. Here we have an eastern red cedar, or Juniper virginiana. Of course, we all know what they're famous for. They're really good for tinder. The wood's good for friction fire, as long as you don't get too much of the heartwood in there. See if we can get the needles in focus a little bit there. The wood is also used for like outdoor furniture and things like that because it has a natural weather resistance. It's got the red heartwood. You may be able to see that over here. This little branch is broken off. And it's got a pretty distinct smell. And of course, like we said earlier, you can collect the outer bark for tinder. Makes a really good tinder source. Got up to the top of the hill here, spotted some cedars and some different trees, and also spotted some persimmon. Now you can see the kind of weird scaly bark there. These persimmons are pretty distinct. Later in the season they'll get an edible fruit. They're kind of orange, pale orange color. A lot of people like the fruit for pies and things like that. I've never tried persimmon pie myself, but the fruit by itself, it's okay. If you had to eat it in an emergency situation, you can do a lot worse, but it's not something that I really care for. It's kind of got a weird texture to me. A lot of people do like it though, so if you spot this tree, of course always make sure that you're, whatever you're ingesting, you're 100% sure what it is, but if you can spot some persimmon, try it out. Out there somewhere in them there hills is a beautiful woman, all alone. I say we go find her. What do you guys think? Shoot, I'm probably more lost than she is. Well, how do you like that, guys? About 30 seconds after I said that, here she comes. She came and found me. I told you I was more lost than she was. Well guys, we didn't have any luck finding any morels. We were able to find a few funguses, but we weren't able to identify whether they were edible or not. But it was still a great day. We was able to get out here and locate a few plants and trees and things that we did know, and I spotted a few that we didn't. Got some footage and some pictures and stuff, and that'll give us the opportunity to get home and study on them a little bit. We had the lovely ambience of the interstate over there, providing our soundtrack for the day. That was nice. But it was a beautiful day. You couldn't ask for better weather. It was actually maybe a little bit too warm for the hoodie here. But we've been out here most of the morning, early afternoon. We haven't had any luck yet, so we're going to head up out of here, get us something to eat. But as always, I appreciate you coming along with us. If you like what you see here, give us a like, click subscribe, leave us a comment down below. We always love hearing from you. This is Kevin and Beth. We hope to see you in the woods real soon.